Okay, I'm changing out the stock intercooler on my 2022 Bronco Wildtrak 2.7 liter with the newly released Mishimoto intercooler. There is a significant size difference between these two intercoolers. If you set them up as a comparison, you can see the factory intercooler is light, narrow, skinny, and this Mishimoto intercooler is pretty substantial. So far, the install has consisted of removal of that skid plate, which requires the removal of 5 of these 15 millimeter, I think it's 15 millimeter, maybe not, hex nuts, and then 4 of these bracket. I believe it's the same size, which goes to this piece right here, which is the bottom mount. Pretty easy disassembly. You can see I'll come under here. You can see where the stock position is. Looks pretty simple. Hoping for a good horsepower increase. I've done a couple other things already to this vehicle. I've got the JB4 fuel rail tuner. Here they are side by side. And I can tell you right now, the video does not come even close to showing the difference in size between these two intercoolers. Here it is in place. Still have to tighten it down. You can see here, these louvers have almost no room to vent off, but there's quite a few of them. There's 3 rows, but these 2 here, these 2 bottom ones, kind of run into this piping. So I don't know if I should just let that be or whatever, but this is quite a bit bigger. Obviously it fits in here a lot more snug than the factory intercooler. Again, this is a 2.7 liter 2022.5 Bronco Wildtrak with the luxury and Sasquatch everything. Okay, it's all buttoned up, all tightened up, ready to put the skid plate back on. One person job. This literally took me 20 minutes, I'd say. Super easy. Okay, all done, installed. The Mishimoto intercooler for my 2022.5 Bronco Wildtrak 2.7 liter. I'm gonna fire it up, see if I can notice a difference. But my experience was this was a pretty easy install. Probably took me a half hour. Here's the stock intercooler. Super small, super light. That's the biggest thing. It's like a quarter, maybe a third the weight of that replacement intercooler, and it is definitely a lot smaller. So obviously the air gets heated up and has a warmer intake temperature, But with this new intercooler, hopefully that cools it down and gives it a broader power band and more horsepower. We'll see. I'll give it an honest assessment here in a few minutes. Got those 20-inch wheels. Those are 35-inch tires. Basically stock tire heights. I installed the 3-inch collar perches. Put a shorty half rack up there. That's a Yakima platform with a Valkyrie rack. Other updates are obviously updates. Diode dynamics for the lights with the backlight, pretty cool. 5 or 6 different backlight colors, and they're super bright. They're not even the higher end version. I also wasn't sure if I'd like it, but I put these armor pieces on each of the 4 corners of the vehicle. I actually end up liking it, and it makes it quite a bit different than the other ones that you see out there. So I get to have my own unique vehicle, even though these things are starting to pile up on the roads. So the other modification that I've had done to the vehicle is I've added a subwoofer and an amp. This has the B&O Sound system. So that's the only change. I just added that subwoofer to it. Other than that, it sounds pretty good. But we'll see when it's all done.